pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We'll move down to agenda item 3, recognitions and public presentations. We have 2 presentations this morning. The first presentation is a presentation of a proclamation recognizing April 26th, Child Abuse Prevention Month. And the proclamation reads as follows. A proclamation by the Mayor and City Council of Statesboro, Georgia, Child Abuse Prevention Month. Whereas prevention is possible with strong policies and investments, families and children can thrive, fostering prevention stability and long-term well-being. And whereas the early experiences of a child impact them throughout life, both positively and negatively. And whereas supporting families early reduces the need for a crisis response, improves lifelong outcomes, strengthens communities, and saves public dollars and costly downstream interventions across multiple systems. Whereas every family and child is filled with tremendous promise, and we all have a collective responsibility to prevent adverse childhood experiences, foster the potential of every child, and promote positive childhood experiences. Whereas positive childhood experiences such as loving caregivers and safe, stable, and nurturing relationships play a vital role in helping children thrive by mitigating trauma and the negative impact of adverse childhood experiences. And whereas families who receive the support they need before a crisis occurs are better equipped to provide safe, healthy, and nurturing environments, leading to children who are safer, healthier, and more hopeful about their futures. And whereas childhood trauma, including abuse and neglect, can have long-term psychological, emotional, and physical effects throughout an individual's lifetime and impact future generations. And whereas primary prevention of child abuse and neglect can reduce the lifetime economic burden associated with child maltreatment, and whereas effective child abuse prevention activities succeed because of partnerships created between child welfare professionals, education, health, community, and faith-based organizations, businesses, law enforcement agencies, and families. And whereas we acknowledge that we must work together as a community to increase awareness about what families need before they are in crisis and contribute to promoting the social and emotional well-being of children and families in a safe, stable, and nurturing environment. And whereas investments in prevention initiatives such as early childhood home visiting programs like Healthy Families America, policies that promote economic stability and mobility, and community-based child abuse prevention efforts reduce the likelihood of abuse and neglect and ensure children have the foundation for lifelong well-being. And whereas we can prevent child abuse and neglect before it happens, now therefore I, Jonathan McCullough, Mayor of the City of Statesboro, do hereby proclaim April 2026 as Child Abuse Prevention Month in the City of Statesboro and urge all citizens to recognize that child abuse is preventable and that a healthy and prosperous society depends on strong families and communities. Together we can create a state invested into families where every child deserves to live a purposeful and happy life with hope for their future. Dated the 7th day of April, 2026. Ms. Lord, you want to come and say a word?
Good morning, everyone. On behalf of Positive Childhood Alliance Bullock, thank you for this proclamation recognizing April as Child Abuse Prevention Month. We appreciate your continued service to our community and your commitment to the well-being of our children and families. This recognition is important because it also reminds us that we all have work to do. According to the 2025 Kids Count Data Book from the Annie E. Casey Foundation, Georgia ranks 39th in the nation for child and family well-being. That is not where we want to be, but it is something we can change if we work together. I'd like to invite each of you and members of our community to attend the Building a Resilient Community Summit on April the 29th. I have flyers here with the QR code for registration. We're excited that both our mayor and our incoming superintendent are already scheduled to participate, and we hope many others will join us. Throughout April, you will see pinwheel gardens across our community and the bluing of the downtown fountain, visible reminders of both the joy of childhood and the responsibility we share to protect it. In addition to my role with Positive Childhood Alliance Bullock, I serve as Executive Director of the Bullock County Commission on Human Services, our local Family Connection Collaborative. We are part of Resilient Communities of Marshland, Georgia, a coalition within Resilient Georgia. Together we are working hard to strengthen families, but we cannot do it alone. We need everyone's help. This work is especially urgent now with the closing of the Boys and Girls Club last year. Our community has lost a critical support system. For years, the Bullock County Commission on Human Services partnered with the club to provide an outstanding after-school program. Without it, there's now a gap in essential services for our children and families. This is why this summit and this month matter so much. It is an opportunity to come together, share solutions, and take action. Let's use April and every month to support our children, strengthen our families, and build a more resilient community. Thank you.
Come on in. We're gonna come over here and let Lane tell us what to do.
Can you tilt them just a little bit? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. You take one a
Council.
little bit. You can get council. Yeah.
Council.
Come on the side.
Yeah, this part, you stand in front of this chair.
Sherry standing in the back. We know she tall. We know she tall.
Yeah, now we're on.
So now.
Texas.
This one first. Good job. A little closer.
Step forward.
That's good.
Nice, good.
All right, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
All right.
Appreciate you. We'll go down to agenda item 3B, which is a reading of a second proclamation in regards to child abuse prevention and sexual assault awareness month. And the proclamation reads as follows. A proclamation by the mayor and city council of Statesboro, Georgia, Child Abuse Prevention Month and Sexual Assault Awareness Month. Whereas children and families are the foundation of a strong and thriving community, and every child deserves the opportunity to grow, learn, and develop in a safe, stable, and nurturing environment. And whereas child abuse and neglect can have the lasting impacts on the health, well-being, and future of children, families, and communities, and preventing abuse requires a collective commitment to strengthening families, promoting protective factors, and ensuring that every child has a safe and supportive relationships. And whereas sexual assault is a serious public health and community issue that affects individuals of all ages, genders, and backgrounds, and survivors deserve compassion, dignity, and access to support, resources, and justice. And whereas raising awareness about both child abuse prevention and sexual assault awareness encourages communities to recognize the signs of abuse, support survivors, and promote a culture where violence and exploitation are not tolerated. And whereas prevention and response efforts are strengthened through the collaboration among community partners, including advocacy organizations, child and family services organizations, healthcare providers, educators, law enforcement, and local organizations dedicated to protecting and supporting children and survivors. Whereas organizations such as CASA Southeast Georgia, the Teal House, and Safe Haven work collaboratively in our community to provide advocacy, prevention education, and critical services to children, families, and survivors of abuse and assault. And whereas recognizing Child Abuse Prevention Month and Sexual Assault Awareness Month provides an opportunity for the City of Statesboro to reaffirm its commitment to protecting children, supporting survivors, and strengthening families through awareness, education, and partnership. Now, therefore, I, Jonathan McCullough, Mayor of the City of Statesboro, do hereby proclaim the month of April 2026 as Child Abuse Prevention Month and Sexual Assault Awareness and Prevention Month in the City of Statesboro, and encourage all residents, organizations, and community partners to work together to promote safe environments for children, support survivors, and help prevent abuse and violence in our community. Dated the 7th day of April 2026, if you will.
On behalf of Safe Haven, the Teal House, Casego, we would like to extend our heartfelt thanks to Mayor McCullough and the Statesboro City Council for recognizing this important month for Child Abuse Prevention and Sexual Assault Awareness Month. We're grateful for your continued support and commitment to building a safer, stronger community.
We would also just like to, again, thank everybody and invite you all to the Blooming for Prevention on April 23rd at noon, just right downstairs, at the Big next door, and to celebrate and continue child abuse awareness and prevention month, and sexual assault prevention month. Thank you.
You doing good? It's good to see you. Good to see you. How y'all doing? You doing good? Good to see you. Doing good. You doing good? Y'all come on in. I'm standing on the front porch. Come on.
Oh, I can see it.
Hold on, big guy.
Okay.
Sorry.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Can you stop this one? 1, 2, 3. That's good. Thank you.
All right, congratulations.
I love it always says you're fired.
No, sitting somewhere. I looked down right before I left.
All right, y'all have a good one.
All right, thank you. Hello, friends.
We're going to public comments. Any public comments in regards to the agenda?
No, Mr. Mayor.
Okay. We're going to agenda item 5, consideration of a motion to approve the consent agenda. This is the approval for our city council minutes and our executive session minutes from March the 17th. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All right, we'll move down to agenda item 6, consideration of a motion to approve resolution 2026-14, a resolution authorizing the mayor to appoint voting delegates to the Municipal Gas Authority of Georgia's election committee. Mr. Pena, will you give us a little bit of insight on that?
Mayor and members of the council, we're members of, what they call MSAC, Municipal Gas Authority. And every now and again, we have to have representatives to vote for different issues. And when we looked at our list of delegates, they were folks that are already retired, so we need to update those. And so this resolution would authorize, would designate Matt Acock as our delegate, and Jason Boyle would be our alternate delegate. And so we recommend that to you this morning.
Thank you, Mr. Penn. Any discussion by council?
I guess we can't expect Steve to come out of retirement to go to a meeting. That makes sense.
Yeah. All right, is there a motion to approve?
So,
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All right, we're gonna move now to agenda item 7. Consideration of a motion to approve a development agreement with JVP Southern LLC to use $78,300 in TAD funds for installation of private infrastructure within the development commonly known as Lafayette, Turner, and Thomas, located at 10 Lafayette Street within the South Main Tax Allocation District. Mr. Penn, if you can give us some insight on that.
Mayor, members of the council, if you, well, one, this is a great project. The use of TAD funds to improve an area, and if you've not been over on Thomas Street in Lafayette, an amazing job. We met over at the church there sometime last June. And remember, that was part of the discussion about how we could improve that community. And at that time, what was going on, David Pierce and some of his partners were building those new townhouses right over from the church. And in the meantime, David actually purchased a number of houses in that area. And one approach would be simply to buy them and tear them down and build something else. However, what David decided to do, David purchased the properties. He did take 2 of the units down, but they've been refurbishing the properties. And they've been doing carpentry work. They've been painting. And they've given those units lots of TLC. And they're small units, but they would make, when we think about our Unified Development Code, you set up cottage quarters. And these would fit into that category as cottage quarters. So it's a way of reusing those properties. A little bit more than $500,000 investment on the part of David. And so what we're providing and what we're recommending is the use of TAD funds, about $78,000, and that will be used to put some infrastructure, in particular HVAC, in those units. And so this agreement is between the legal name and the city for the use of these TAD funds, and we do recommend that to you this morning.
All right, thank you, Mr. Penn. Any discussion from council?
thank you, Mr. Pierce, for taking this on, improving some housing in an area that really needs some love and attention.
All right, no further discussion by council. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All right, we're gonna go down to agenda item 8, consideration of a motion to approve contract amendment number 2 in the amount of $13,931.75 of task order number 7 with Goodwin Mills Kaywood Incorporated for additional professional engineering services on STM-46 Little Locks Tributary Stream Restoration to be funded by the EPD Section 319H grant. Mr. Penn, if you can give us some insight in that, please.
Mayor, the only thing that I would add is that this project is going to require a little bit more work than initially thought, and that is the purpose for this change order. And so we've got some wetland work to do, and so it's going to take just a little bit more time, and it's going to require some more reporting that will need to be done. And so Goodwin Mills Kaywood will be doing that service, and so we do recommend approval of this change order.
All right, thank you, Mr. Penn. Any discussion by council? All right, seeing that there's none, is there a motion to approve?
So
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All right, let's move down to agenda item 9, consideration of a motion to negotiate a contract for design services to DPR Architect. This contract will entail major design renovation and repairs to City Hall, GBE-4, and will be funded by 2025 SPOS funds. Mr. Penny, will you give us a little insight on
Mayor, members of the council, I know a lot of folks said, we thought you just renovated this building, which we did. However, when we renovated, we took care of some of the things that need to be taken care of, created some new office spaces and did some security items, but we still have more that we need to do. And one example is we need a new HVAC system in this building. And so that the public will clearly understand this. During the wintertime, sometimes it gets warm. So at your home, you can go and you can hit the thermostat. And you hit the thermostat and you can go from heat to cool, okay? But in this building, when we want to go from heat to cool, somebody has to go down to the main plant to switch it over from heat to cool and vice versa. So we need to update the HVAC system. And that's one of the major things. And then downstairs, we still need some more security features installed down by where the ladies collect funds. And so this is just a contract with DPR for the design work, and we will negotiate a fee for that is appropriate to do that work. And then once we get that done, then we'll need to bid the work out. So it may be a while before we get there, but this is just a start of improvements to this great building that we hope lasts for a really long time.
that? Any discussion by council? All right, is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All right, let's move on to agenda item 10, consideration of a motion to award a contract to Suncoast Restoration in the amount of $299,737.75 as they submitted the lowest responsive bid for this project to refurbish and renovate the brick surfaces and windows at Avery Arts Center. This project, GBD-4, will be funded from 2025 SPOS. Mr. Payne.
Mayor, members of the council, again, that description is a good description, and work needs to be done at the Avery Center. Again, we will use SPOS funds to get it done. But what I would like to point out to the mayor and council and the public is that we are seeing some competitive bids for work. If you remember the last couple of years, contractors could pretty much ask what they wanted, and we would have to pay it. And a couple of bids that are on this agenda, we're seeing really competitive bids, and so this was the case with this one. And so we were able to recommend Suncoast Restoration for, we need to replace the windows, we got to do some brick pointing, and just some work. Again, it's an older building, and it's important to keep it refurbished and so that it will last a long time. We do recommend approval.
Thank you, Mr. Penny. Any discussion from council?
Just say amen. It's a treasure to have this building and that building and some of our historically significant buildings still in use. So it's a good investment to preserve them the best we can.
It is. Seeing that there's no further discussion, is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All right, we move down to agenda item 11, consideration of a motion to approve a bid and contract with Underground Excavating Incorporated for $331,804.08 for construction of the Fire Station 3 access road. This will be funded by T-SPOS funds. Mr. Penny.
Again, Mayor, members of the council, when we plan to build the fire station, we recognize we need a roadway connected. So what we're building is a cul-de-sac right next to the fire station. So when the truck comes in, it doesn't have to turn around out in the street. It'll be able to come up to a side street. And so, again, these contracts, the estimate to build that road was $533,000. Again, the market is such that people are competitive. And so today we were able to bring this contract forward for the $331,804. We do recommend approval.
Thank you, Mr. Penny. Any discussion by council? All right, seeing that there is none, is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor? Aye. All right, let's move on to agenda item 12. Consideration of a motion to approve the purchase of a 2026 Chevrolet 3500 Crew Cab for Allen J. Fleet Sales in the amount of $69,790.82 for the Stormwater Division to be funded by Stormwater Operating Income. Mr. Penn.
Mayor, I really can add, we recommend approval. This is to replace the 2015 truck.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Penn. All right, any discussion by council? Seeing that there's none, is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All right, we move on to agenda item 13, consideration of a motion to award a contract to Tyson Utilities in the amount of $115,351.50 for the installation of approximately 2,000 feet of 6-inch water main with pertinent equipment to serve additional hangars at the Statesboro Bullock County Airport. This project will be paid by Bullock County with airport T-SPLOST funds. Mr. Penn.
Mayor, members of the council, again, we went through the bid process, and I think the original estimate was like $250,000. And so we were able to get a bid for $115,000, and we've gone through to make sure that they didn't leave something out, like the pipe or something. But again, the contractors are being more aggressive, and we're thankful that we're seeing that. This is an upgrade of a 2-inch line, and plus it will extend water with 6-inch line to the new hangars that are going to be built. Now, just want to say this is the beginning for this project. We're looking for a bigger project for the airport that would include water and sewer. But that's going to be millions of dollars, but this is a good start. We do recommend approval. And again, the county will be using county T-SPLOST funds in order to pay for this work.
Thank you, Mr. Penn. Any discussion by council? Seeing that there's none, is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All right, we're going on to agenda item 14, public comments. Are there any public comments? Okay. All right, I see I got my class over there.
They had me out late last night, hanging out.
Absolutely. And y'all want to discuss where y'all from? Anybody want to come up and say? Right on.
Hi. My name is Quashonda Huff. I am a first-year MPA student at Georgia Southern. And we are with the Master's of Public Administration program. And we are in a local government management class. And one of our assignments is to attend the city council meeting, which I might come again, even though it's not an assignment. I kind of enjoyed this. So yeah, that's a little bit about this.
We're glad to have you.
You're already in the master's program, all of y'all?
Yes,
And your name is Huff?
yes,
You from Statesboro?
yes.
That's right.
Who's your daddy?
So my granddad's name is Benjamin Huff, Austin Huff.
Yeah,
That's my granddad.
yeah. We know people.
Yeah, that professor is here too, so she's checking on.
Yeah. Yeah, there you go. So I have my glasses. I gotta get my glasses together. Glasses. Any other public comments? Seeing that there is none, we'll go down to other business from city council. Sharon.
Yes. Thank you. Also, I'm sure Mr. Penny's going to repeat a lot of the same things because we got the same things on our minds. But I'll remind everybody that the Downtown Live starts this week, Thursday night at 7 o'clock. Liquid Pleasure. Mark that one off. Also call attention to the fact that the Statesboro Main Street Farmers Market started up last Saturday. Huge success, beautiful, lots of vendors. Put it on your Saturday morning weekend routine to go down and buy local produce and beautiful things made by local artists. So happy to support them from 9 o'clock in the morning until 12:30 every Saturday. And also the Code Red. Many of us signed up for Code Red to get emergency alerts with bad weather coming, that sort of thing, and that system's defunct. But go to the website or the Facebook page and sign up for the new system, so you'll continue to get those alerts on your phone at home or your cell phone or whatever you sign up with. Did I forget anything?
Now you did good.
Okay.
Anything else from council?
All right, we'll go down to city manager comments. Mr. Perry.
Mayor, members of the council, several things I'd like to point to, and some of the bars already done downtown live, 7 o'clock, but we got food vendors, so y'all come out, and we like to invite the food vendors, but they will only come if you come and shop with them. So you can come down early, you don't wait till 7 o'clock, come early and get you some food, it's really good. Make sure I get the date right. 2 weeks from today, we will be doing the ribbon cutting at the Whitesfield Park. And if you have not been by there, it looks amazing. The playground looks amazing, the basketball court. So we'll do the ribbon cutting because we've already had kids that want to be on the playground. So we don't want to make them wait. But it's a real testament to what the community and the council can do. They work together, and so we're excited about that. So be out there at 1:30, and we look forward to inviting the public to that. Mayor and council, we also were recognized by the Keep Georgia Beautiful Foundation for the good work for our KSBB, and we know that is important to just keeping our community vibrant, keeping our environment clean, and all of the things that we do. And it's a big shout out to our mayor and council for supporting financially. 8 years ago, when I arrived, our KSBB coordinator was a part-time position. And so we had constant turnover, and council saw fit to fund that full-time. And you can tell the difference when you have someone that's dedicated. I think it's not this past Saturday, but the Saturday before, at a big festival on Vine Street. So and it was well attended. So congratulations to the city and KSBB. On April the 16th at 10 o'clock in the morning, our country is that greatest experiment that was founded 250 years ago. And so this year we celebrate 250 years of existence. And so the Daughters of the American Revolution have a celebration. It's going to be down there at Triangle Park. And this is significant for our country, for our city. But I also want to just give a shout out to one of our own employees' daughters, Arabella McLam, is the American History Essay winner. She's the daughter of Brittany McLam, our executive assistant. Yeah. And so we want to be there to support Arabella and Brittany and AJ. And so I wanted to call that out to you as well. So we're very proud of Arabella. Everybody's out on spring break this week, but wanted to just mention that too. Then the last thing I wanted to bring up, council had a council retreat, and so one of the items that we did discuss, and we said we would bring it back to you this morning. We have been spending, I guess for the last 6 weeks or so, we've been spending time in the community talking about how we would pay for fire protection. And if you remember, July 1 of 2025, the fire district was dissolved by Bullock County. And when that happened, the city lost $2.7 million in funding. However, we were able to sustain that by intergovernmental loans this year. But one of the things that we had embarked upon before that happened, we started looking at the fire service fee. And so we've been spending time going and talking to our stakeholders and talking about how we would implement that fee. the fire service fee in and of itself is a more equitable way to pay for fire protection. And in the future, it may provide the council an opportunity to cover those costs in a more equitable way. However, as I share with council, one of the things about the fire service fee, we have a number of cities throughout the state that are using it, but we also have a number of communities that have been challenged legally. And so from a management standpoint, we need to make sure that we are on sound footing when we implement that fee. And one of the things that, I don't lose sleep a lot at night, but one of the things that has me concerned is that if the council decided to proceed with the fire service fee this fiscal year, July 1, and then in October or November, someone challenges the fire service fee, and if we were enjoined from collecting the funds, at that point, our city would be in a pickle. Because we have a $4 million hole we have to cover. And so I say that to the mayor and council this morning. We talked about a couple of ways to pay for the cost for fire protection. We could either do it with the fire service fee, or we need to look at our village increase. And so today I'm just asking for your direction as to if you want us to continue down that road. We're welcome, we're able to do that. But I just want to see what council's feeling is at this point as to whether we should move forward with the fire service fee. All the methodology is important, and we do need to finish that piece.
Yeah.
So that down the road, if it's not now, if we need to implement it, we can. But the other part of it is a couple of challenges, and I'm sorry, I'm a little long-winded, but if the state, and we just finished, the legislature just finished, and one of the things that they were looking at was capping our ability to increase property taxes. And if that should happen, it would be very difficult to operate city services. And so if the legislature should decide that they're going to cap our ability to increase millage rate in the future, they would need to also provide protection to the cities to be able to use fire service fee and to say that it is a legitimate fee that should be used in order to pay for the services that our citizens have become accustomed to. At this point, those protections are not in place. And so we live in a very litigious society. It doesn't take much to get someone to do a class action suit or take a lawsuit and to stop us from being able to operate as we like to do and provide services to our citizens. And so with that, I'll be quiet.
We're going to open it up for council discussion. Is there any discussion from council at this time?
What's the, with the fire fee, I know there are some municipalities that have a fire fee, and they're working fine, but there was one that was recently sued.
I think that was Garden City.
Garden City?
And they had a fee in place. Garden City, and they decided, they settled, and they eliminated the fire fee. But there was one, and I'm not sure whether it was Chatham County, they were sued, they were sued, and they were also instructed to go back and pay the money back.
Right, under the refund statute, which is state law, not only is, you have to refund everything collected under it. So Chatham County is having to, they're under a $30 million judgment right now, $27 million in refund and $3 million in pre-judgment interest. So that's a huge risk.
So what's the likelihood that if we were to implement a fire fee, that someone would do that with us. Pretty high?
I mean, it's a certainty eventually. Because the refund statute goes back 5 years. They won't sue us anytime soon. You did correct.
Right there, bigger pot.
And if the staff will help me out here, in regards to Perry, Georgia. Perry had, if I'm not mistaken, I think they had their fire services for 10 years.
Right.
And now they're in the midst of being challenged as well, is that correct?
Yeah, and they were using they weren't using any tax. They were covering the total cost
Yeah.
through the fire service.
Okay. I mean, at this point right now, it is really no option, to be honest with you. So, but I do want to get clarity on this. I think it's important for us to get all the information that we can from the study that we're doing, just in case it's something that, you know, if the state comes back and start providing protections for cities and things of that nature, we got that at our fingertips. But at this point right now, I think that we need to complete that and then have the staff start looking at other alternatives as far as how we're going to be able to provide the services for fire. That's what my thought process is. So, council, if I'm going in the wrong direction, or just give me some insight on what y'all think.
I don't want to be sued.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah. Yeah.
We can't afford to be sued.
Yeah. That sounds pretty straight.
So,
Yeah.
So based on what's
Yeah.
based on what staff has told us, particularly legal counsel, the prudent path is to finish this study, but to put on hold any changes in how we fund our fire system, I think. So I so move, if you're ready for it.
Yeah.
I concur with that.
Yes.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Call it. Yeah. All right.
Thank you, Mayor.
All right. Thank you. All right. You was having such a good time.
I'm sorry.
It was such a delight for me. Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Wait till after the work session. Change the policy of the water heights, just waiting till after the work
Okay.
session.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Thank you, Ms. Barr. I'm sorry, I had one more item. Mayor, members of the council, at the retreat, we did discuss a matter, and going back to a couple of retreats ago, I think it was 2023, we came forward and talked with you about an issue with infrastructure. And I think at the last council meeting, we had a citizen, Ms. Bragg, came forward, and she just highlighted something that we had talked about back in 2023. And back in 2023, we were not providing any type of assistance to our customers if they had a lateral failure. They were responsible for the full repair going out to our lateral, going out to our sewer line. And so when we came to council in 2023, we were just exploring what we could do to provide some assistance. And I think what we did as a result of that is we implemented a sort of an assistance program that homeowners could apply for assistance, and the city would provide that assistance. And we provided some assistance to some property owners in the city. However, I would just say to you, as the wastewater provider in the city of Statesboro, it is very expensive and difficult for a property owner. We take care of our homes, and we take care of those things that we're responsible for, but even if we have to take care of going out to the lateral, out to the sewer line, which means cutting the street and all of that, that is really expensive. And so I would recommend to the council that
we hold the property owner responsible for repairing the lateral, as it gets to the right of way, but the city would provide the assistance to open the street, and to repair the street. Then we know that the work has been done according to our standards. Because the worst thing that can happen is you open up the street, you don't get compaction right, and then somewhere down the road, you ride and you have this dip in the road, and that comes because if you're not doing it correctly, that can happen. We have the equipment, and we have the staffing to be able to do it. And so we're not gonna go back, we're not recommending that we make anything retroactive. We will prepare a change that would come to you at a future meeting, but I just wanted to say that this is what staff would recommend, that we've done it for homeowners. And the question would be, is the council okay providing that assistance to apartments and things of that nature? And that's the direction. That they are customers as well. And they pay that sewer service. And the question is, are we willing to do that for whether it's a homeowner or a tenant occupied property? I would recommend we just do it.
Yeah, that's what my recommendation, because those are our citizens too.
Right.
So it doesn't, yeah, and that's the ultimate goal. And so are you gonna bring that back for us to make a motion on in another situation?
Yeah, we'll bring it, what we may do is, I don't know if we'll get it ready for the work session.
Yes, it'll be on the next work session and then it'll be on this meeting.
That'll be
Okay.
2 weeks.
Okay,
Okay.
yeah, let's do that. Okay, we're good? All right.
Thank you.
Anything else, Mr. Ben?
Ms. Boyd, I missed it. So what time was the DAR? At 10 o'clock.
10.
On the 16th.
Thursday, next Thursday.
And no more city manager comments for you. All right, we move on to agenda item 17. Is there a need for executive session? None? Okay. We move down to agenda item 18, consideration of a motion to adjourn. Is there a motion to adjourn?